It seems like every town has one. That one local ghost story that just feels a little too real. So today, we're going to dig into one of those stories. It's this really chilling first-person account that started as a creepy late-night encounter and blew up into a modern legend. We're going to look at not just what happened, but why it's so good at getting under our skin.
And that question right there gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? I mean, think about a place you know like the back of your hand, your school, your office, but picture it late at night, totally empty. Our brains are kind of wired to see those places as safe. This story works so well because it takes that safety net and just yanks it away, turning the familiar into something terrifyingly strange.
All right, so let's set the scene. We're in a school library, late at night. You know the vibe. It's finals week, super stressful. It's a completely normal situation, which is exactly what makes what's about to happen so incredibly unsettling.
Okay, what's so smart about this setup is how it immediately breaks a routine. Our protagonist usually heads out at 8, right? A time when there are probably still people around. But by staying till 10, they've pushed way past that comfort zone. They are completely and totally alone. And that silence, it's not just peaceful quiet. It's a vacuum where any little sound is going to feel like a threat.
And there it is. Right on cue, the threat arrives. But it's not some loud jump scare. No, it's something way creepier. A single, distinct sound. A limping sound. It's rhythmic, it's weirdly out of place, and it's more than enough to shatter that quiet and send our protagonist packing. This is the moment everything shifts from just being a little uneasy to full-on active fear.
So you'd think getting out of the library would be an escape, right? Well, it was actually just the beginning. That unseen threat is about to get a face, and it's not a friendly one.
And here we go, the first sighting. A figure way down a long corridor. That's such a classic horror movie shot, you know? It plays on that fear of what you can't quite make out in the distance. The protagonist calls out, and she's just gone. It's brilliant because it creates that feeling of, wait, did I really just see that? It plants that seed of doubt and just makes the whole thing feel so much more psychologically scary. The walk home is really where the tension just cranks up to 11. Look how these things build on each other. First, the empty street. Suddenly, the world feels deserted, making our protagonist even more isolated. Then a shadow with no one there to cast it. That's pure paranoia fuel. And finally, boom, confirmation. The woman is back, and this time, she's right there in front of them. It's like the world itself is conspiring to trap them in this nightmare.
Up to this point, the fear has been pretty vague. A sound, a shape in the distance. But now there's no escaping the details. Our protagonist gets close enough to see this woman clearly, and the description we get is designed to be deeply, deeply unnerving.
What makes this so effective is how all these details work together. It's not just one thing. It's the torn, dirty clothes that suggest something is really wrong. The twisted hands and feet just feel unnatural. And then there's that walk, that strange, difficult walk we heard earlier. All of it paints this picture of someone who is both tragic and absolutely terrifying at the same time.
And this quote, it just nails that primal feeling, doesn't it? The rational part of your brain might be trying to figure it out, to make sense of it, but your gut, that lizard brain survival instinct, is just screaming danger. It's such a perfect way to show pure, instinctual fear.
And that brings us to the climax. This is the moment of confrontation, where the story pivots from this silent, creepy chase to something so much stranger and way more direct.
I mean, how do you even respond to that? You can't. It's completely bizarre. Fire is my daughter. The grammar is broken. The logic is not there. It's so disorienting, it just short-circuits your brain. It suggests you're dealing with a mind that is not operating on the same reality as you. The shock value here is just huge.
So in a total panic, the protagonist just points, anywhere, just to make her go away. And then, the payoff, a scream from the direction they pointed. She's not here. That confirms it. This isn't some random, creepy encounter. This is a mission, a desperate search, and that scream is the raw, awful sound of that search failing all over again.
So, what on earth was all that about? An encounter that terrifying has to have some kind of backstory, right? Well, in this final part, we're going to get into the local folklore that gives a name and a really tragic story to this ghost.
Every good ghost story needs an origin point. And for this one, it's 1998. Just putting a date on it like this makes the whole legend feel more concrete, you know? It makes it feel more real. It's not some ancient fable. This supposedly happened in recent history.
And here it is, the heart of the whole tragedy. Her name was Agatha, a mother whose little girl died in an accident at the exact same school our protagonist was studying in. All of a sudden, her creepy appearance, her frantic searching, it all takes on this new, completely heartbreaking meaning. She's not just some monster. She's a grieving mother, trapped in a loop of her worst day.
And just like that, everything clicks into place, right? The grief was so powerful, so all-consuming, that it literally tethered her spirit to this place. The limping walk, that bizarre question, the endless searching, it all makes sense now. Our protagonist didn't just have a random paranormal experience. They walked right into the middle of Agatha's eternal, tragic search for her daughter.
So, what are we supposed to take away from all this? Is the story of Agatha a heartbreaking local legend? A kind of ghost story born from a community's tragedy? Or is it something more simple, more primal? Just a terrifying warning about the things that can happen in the dark when you're all by yourself? I guess that's the question the legend leaves us with.